YouTube, how the heck you doing? I'm doing great and hope you are too. I've been missing bringing you some content, but I have been working on some new content to bring you. So I thought I'd bring you a little update on my 6D versus RP situation. I've been using my 6D for many years, and if you've been following me, you probably know that I recently got the RP almost over a year ago now, and I've been trying to bring a little head-to-head situation between the two, just to give you a comparison if it's worth really switching up or not from a 6D. I've loved this camera a very long time, use it constantly, but like I said, I do have the RP, which is filming this vlog right now. So what I went out and I did a little comparison on the two 50mm lenses that I have. I have the RF lens and I also have the EF lens. Those are both adequate lenses. They're not the top of the line pro lenses, L lens series, but they are very nice lenses as far as quality of optics and everything. So I put those head to head, and I did a little update as far as how they're going to expose the photos by using this little light meter that I got from Sekonic. I've been using this pretty much a long time now, on and off. I mean, this was back into the days when you needed a light meter to tell you what situation and everything. Now cameras do that for you, but I didn't want that to really do any quality on the photos that I was taking, so I did the manual exposure through what the light meter was telling me, set both cameras as close as I could to each other. The aperture on the one EF lens is a little bit wider than on the RF lens, so I did have to adjust for that situation. But let's go ahead and jump in. I got three photos that I want to show you the comparison to, and let's just see if we have a winner here. So the first two pictures I want to compare here is of my aquarium. It's the easiest thing that I can find to take a photo of, and I do have a little close proximity on the RP side. That's the left side as compared to the EF lens on the 6D. But overall, the exposure of it, the range of color and everything seems to be pretty close as far as that's concerned. If I scroll around, you can see the color and depth is pretty comparable between those two. So clear winner on this one, not too much. If anything, I would give it to the RP, mainly because it was able to bring in the sharpness on the orange coral there, or my Rokinon, as compared to the other side here. But that is in the focusing of the two subjects. So we'll give that one to the RP on this situation. So let's go ahead, get out of there, and go over to another one. Here we have a different angle of the fish tank, a little backed up. And again, you can see that it's got good exposure in the shadows and in the highlights, about the same exposure. I did go a little closer on that one. Why the RF is getting closer in proximity, because I didn't change it too much on that one. But you can see that they definitely have similar quality exposure on that, so there was no compensating within the camera or within the software that the camera holds to give you any kind of different clarity or situation on that. So I'm pretty pleased that they both brought this one off fairly nicely. So let's go ahead, go into our final picture here. This is a simple tabletop product setup that I have. It's actually just my end table with pictures and everything. And again, I am closer on, this one is the 6D, so we'll have to give that one to the 6D as far as proximity. But as you can see, as I scroll around, the grain that you can see when you go into the shadows, let me get down into the frame area here, there is no grain until I probably go into 400%, I think it is, yep, 400%. And if I go over to the 60 candidate here, you can see slightly more grain, but let me just back out just a little bit more to make it comparable in size from the previous one. Good grain quality, both in the shadows, both in the highlight. Overall, both are good pictures. I would give this one probably to the RP because it was able to bring up a little more detail in the shadows down here by the radio as compared to the 60 on this side. So between the two, I would probably give it to the 6D because the one that I am on is a Camera Raw 2, and that is running from the 60. The RP is on the right side this time for this selection. So that one I would give to the 6D. So doing a comparable manual exposure on the two 50mm lens, both with approximate aperture 1.4 and 1.8, but I did keep it at the 1.4 on both within the settings. I was able to bring good quality from both sides, fair amount of detail in the shadows and highlights. So I had to take a little editor break there, guys, sorry about that. But I was about to tell you that between the two, when I did in manual settings using the light meter and everything, I did not see a strong difference between the two. The quality of the image was both good, even though it's like your standard size 50mm lens. It's not the L series or anything like that. The exposure within the film and the processing of the raw image was very good quality on both. Saw a few differences between the two, the RP one on some exposures, the 60 one on some other exposures. But overall, even with these three that I showed you today, there's really no clear winner with the 60 against the RP version there. I would probably consider sticking with my RP camera, mainly because it's a lot lighter and smaller. There's going to be new lenses and stuff coming out for it in the future because I'm always trying to stay on the cutting edge of most things, although the 60 has been around with me for quite a while without any kind of update, so we have that. But overall, I think they're both great cameras, but like I said, I'll probably stick with my RP camera there and see what the Canon has coming out down in the future. Maybe R3, I heard there's in the works. That's probably going to be out soon with different things. That's a little above the budget I typically go with, so we'll be sticking with my RP until I have a budget camera that will fit into my pocketbook, and we can go forward on that. But let me know what your thoughts on that, guys. Give me comments down below. Let me know what else you'd like me to compare. The 60 will probably be leaving my arsenal at some point, and I'll be staying with my RP. But let me know what you like to do. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys. So, hey, how you doing? I don't want to. You got it.